Hi, this is Alex from devstories.eu. DeepEval Framework, Episode 6 of 18. Evaluating a single text response is straightforward. You check the final output against the input. But how do you evaluate an autonomous agent that decides its own steps, loops through multiple thought processes, and triggers external tools? If the final answer is correct, but the agent took 20 unnecessary steps and called the wrong database to get there, your system is broken. Fixing this requires agentic evaluation. We need to separate a simple API call from an autonomous multi-step agent flow. A standard language model integration follows a predefined path. You send a prompt and the model returns a string. An agentic flow shifts control to the model. The model receives a broad goal and autonomously decides which internal tools to use, in what order, and what arguments to pass to them. If you evaluate an agent by only looking at its final text output, you miss the actual mechanics of its reasoning. DeepEval addresses this using the task completion metric. Instead of parsing the final response string, the task completion metric analyzes the agent execution trace. A trace is the complete sequential record of every thought, action, and tool invocation the agent made during a specific run. The task completion metric reads this trace to determine if the agent actually fulfilled the user request through valid actions. Consider a trip planner agent. A user asks it to book a weekend in Rome with dinner reservations. To succeed, the agent must correctly invoke a restaurant finder tool and then pass that data to an itinerary generator tool. If the agent outputs a perfectly formatted itinerary but never actually executed the restaurant finder tool, a standard text evaluation metric will likely pass it. The output looks highly convincing. The task completion metric will fail it. By analyzing the trace, the metric sees that the necessary tool execution is missing. The agent hallucinated the restaurant data instead of retrieving it, and the trace proves it. This moves the evaluation from the final output to the operational steps. You must also evaluate if the tools were used properly. DeepEval test cases handle this using a parameter named toolsCalled. When you construct an evaluation test case, you pass the list of tools the agent invoked during its execution into this toolsCalled parameter. Providing this data allows the framework to evaluate tool correctness. The evaluation verifies whether the agent selected the appropriate tools for the specific goal, whether it provided the correct input arguments to those tools, and whether it successfully processed the data the tools returned. If your trip planner agent correctly decided to use the restaurant finder tool but passed the city of Paris instead of Rome as the argument, the tool correctness evaluation catches the error at the exact point of failure. You know exactly which step broke the chain. Here is the key insight. Evaluating agents means stepping inside the black box. You're verifying the integrity of the agent's reasoning process and its mechanical actions step by step. A structurally perfect final answer is completely useless if the agent reached it through bypassed tools, hallucinated data, and broken logic. Thanks for listening. Happy coding, everyone.